Right now, as I speak, millions and millions of drivers are saving money on their car insurance with GEICO. If you're one of those drivers, well done. If you're not, it's easy to join them. Visit geico.com today.
And joining us is a member of the Holiday Bowl San Diego Bowl Game Association Poinsettia Bowl Committee, one of our red coats, Dennis DuBard. Dennis, thanks for joining us today.
Thanks. It's good to be with you.
Now, Dennis, give us a little history. You're a red coat, and you're one of our volunteers, and we're talking to you about our Navy Marine Corps Luncheon. And why would we be talking to you about that?
Well, it's interesting that you're talking because I was commanding officer of the USS Peleliu, LHA-5, back in 2002, and my ship hosted that very luncheon on board the Peleliu between Kansas State and Arizona State. It was a great event. The sailors looked very forward to it and had a great time.
One of the things we talk about is that the kids, the sailors, are the same age of the football players, and yet they come from very diverse backgrounds. So it must be quite the experience for everybody involved to be a part of this luncheon.
Oh, I think so, and I think you really you hit it there, that they are about the same age, like the average age of most of the sailors on our ship today are about 18, 19 years old, and so they relate really well with the players, and we have sailors assigned to sit at every table with the players, and I think the sailors enjoy it just as much as the football players do.
So, Dennis, be honest here. You know, those sailors, they look forward to this luncheon. How about the commanding officer and the executive officer? Do they look forward to this as well?
Well, as a commanding officer, sure, I look forward to it because I had an awful lot of folks that did a lot of work for me.
Good point. Good point.
Yes, I think they all do. It's an opportunity. It's sort of in that large ships do this all the time, and it's something that they look forward to because they're able to showcase not only the ship to people who normally probably wouldn't even know what a Navy ship looked like. And it's just a great opportunity to showcase the ship, the mission, and the sailors who serve on board her.
And Dennis, Bruce mentioned that we've done this on an aircraft carrier all but 1 year, but actually that is not the case, right? What kind of ship was Peleliu?
Peleliu is one of the large amphibious assault carriers, which carried Marines and helicopters and the vertical takeoff Harriers. And so we had about 3,300 people assigned to the ship when the Marines are all on board. The Navy crew is about 1,200, so it's a very big ship and has a very important mission in what our Navy Marine Corps team does.
But Dennis, for the novice guy, the football player, it looks like an aircraft carrier.
It is an aircraft carrier. It's not quite as large. It doesn't have catapults because most of the aircraft are helicopters or the vertical takeoff jets. But it is essentially an aircraft carrier for helicopters.
And so now we've changed it up a little bit, where we used to go to North Island every year, and now every other year we switch it up, or we try to do it that way, where we're at North Island 1 year on a big deck, and then on an amphib ship the other year at 32nd Street.
That is correct. And Dennis, because of with these young men come on, not only do they have lunch, they go on a tour, and that's very important. And if people don't realize that the sailors take the players on a tour and answer all their questions.
Yes, and it's an opportunity that they show the ship and some areas inside the ship other than the hangar bay where they're having lunch. We try very hard to have some static display aircraft up on the flight deck, and they get a chance to interact with the Navy, the naval aviators or the Marine Corps aviators that happen to be there, as well as occasionally we will get some what we call rolling stock, which are marine vehicles, Humvees, which a lot of people I'm sure are familiar with. But it is an opportunity for the bowl participants to see the inside of a Navy ship, the spaces, just in the case of the Peleliu, how big it is, and what these sailors do on a day-to-day basis.
Dennis DuBard, thank you so much for joining us today, and we appreciate your time on the show.
You bet. It's my pleasure.